Sarah is my name. Tom, my husband, and I have been married for 2 years. I had hoped to start a family by now, but we have yet to be blessed with children. I enjoy my job, and it gives me a sense of purpose in life, though, so I'm not in a hurry to have children, but it's different for Tom. Tom recently expressed his disappointment at me in not yet having children. How soon will you be expecting a child? Please, for God's sake, hurry up. My mother is excited about it. I went to the hospital, but nothing was wrong with me. If you insist, let's have you checked out as well. You're implying that I'm the reason you can't have children? It can't be my fault. How do you know? There are a lot of families whose men are the cause. There's no way I'm the reason for this problem. Don't bring it up again. Then, since neither of us is infertile, consider it a gift and let's take our time and wait a little longer. Why are you being so easy on yourself? My mother needs to see her grandchild as soon as possible. Tom is pressured by his mother every time he sees her. Is my grandchild here yet? He is still refusing to go to the hospital to be examined, which is causing problems. And for some reason, he's convinced he's not infertile. I was so concerned, I went for another checkup, but there was nothing specific that needed to be treated. Tom didn't seem to understand that we only have one chance to have a child each month, and kept asking me if we could have a child yet. I was tired of him asking me, "Are you ready for a baby yet?" Mom told me the same thing today. She said she wished she could see the face of her grandchildren as soon as possible. Again? Please hurry up. Mom is looking forward to it. There's no way to hurry up. Even when we're having a normal conversation, we always end up having the same conversation. And then we start fighting. We have had fewer and fewer conversations as a couple over time. Perhaps it was because we didn't talk much, but we had a lot of problems like this. Mom is on her way over. What? Right now? What does it matter? If she's coming, please let me know ahead of time so I can prepare. You're talking a lot. She has a message for you. Is it about kids again? This is enough for me. I don't mind. I'm not sure. That's what I'm told every time I see her. It's your fault we can't have children, so please, explain it to her. My mother-in-law entered the room as we were having this conversation. I'm sorry to have bothered you, and here you have it. My mother-in-law then came in and handed me something. What is this? You can see for yourself. They're a belly band and a lucky charm. What is the purpose of a belly band? It's critical to keep your stomach cool when trying to conceive, so make use of it. It's too hot to be wearing a fuzzy belly band in the summer. That's the wrong attitude to have. This room is too cold because of the air conditioning. It chills your stomach. Sorry. And how do you use this amulet? It's a lucky charm from a well-known temple for children. After praying there, I heard that a celebrity had a baby. It appeared to bring good luck, so I drove all the way there yesterday, despite the distance. You didn't have to go that far. Don't be so concerned, just because you're so laid back. I'm looking forward to seeing my grandchildren. As I previously said, I went to the hospital and it was not me. I explained it again to my mother-in-law, but no matter how many times I told her, she didn't get the message. Tom was sitting a good distance away from us, pretending as if it was none of his business. Why don't you get pregnant then? I'm not sure why you're asking. Why don't you try another hospital for another checkup? Why not seek treatment at a more specialized hospital? I'll see what I can do to find you a better one. You don't have to do that. I'm positive it's not Tom, so I can only think it's because of you. Tom has not yet been examined. How are you so certain he is not infertile? Because Tom, who was supposedly not listening, abruptly cut the conversation short. "Mom, don't say unnecessary things," he advised. "Sorry." My mother-in-law abruptly stopped speaking after that. "I'm sure a package will be delivered by courier tomorrow, so please receive it. I just wanted to get this to you today, so I'm leaving." My mother-in-law then left me with only a belly wrap and a charm to protect the child. The following day, when the package arrived, I laughed. Inside were all the good luck charms I needed to have a child. "Your mother sent a package to me." "What was inside?" "Pomegranates, herring, roe, and peaches." "What made her send those?" "All three are considered lucky foods and are said to bring good fortune to have children." "I see. Mom must be desperate to see her grandchildren." "I understand her emotions, but it's a bit much." "Why are you talking that way about Mom? She is genuinely excited about the birth of her grandchild." "Don't you think you're under pressure as well?" "Yes, but it's not my concern. It's none of my business. It has nothing to do with me." "What do you mean it has nothing to do with you? It's between us because we're a couple." "It's your fault you are unable to have children, so no, it is none of my business." "It's all my fault that I can't get pregnant." "But I've been to the hospital and they say nothing is wrong with me." "So why don't you go to another hospital and get a thorough examination like my mom suggested? Why don't you ask her to help you find a good hospital?" "The hospital where I went was a well-known fertility clinic." "Perhaps it's just well-known. It could be a charlatan." "If you're going to say that, why don't we ask your mom to find one?" "Finally, you're willing to go through with it." "Yes, if you will get checked out as well." "Why should I go to the hospital?" I couldn't figure out why Tom was so sure of himself. Then I was told something I didn't know before. "I've never told you anything, but you've been suspecting me for a long time, and I'm tired of hiding it, so I will tell you." "What is that?" "This is actually my second marriage." "What? What exactly do you mean?" I was so surprised that I sounded stupid in my reply. "I divorced 2 years ago before I got married to you." "How come you didn't tell me?" "Well, I got divorced because my partner cheated on me. She didn't ask for child support or anything, and so I didn't think it was necessary to tell you." "Do you mean to imply that you have children?" "A son, yes. I've never seen him since he was born following the divorce." "I'm confused. I can't follow what you said." "That shows that I'm not incapable of having children." "That's why you were so certain that you weren't?" "I'm offended that you believe it's because of me." "But it's not impossible that you became infertile during the 2 years following your divorce." "You still want to point the finger at others. You are the problem, so admit it and take action." "I am not referring to admitting or not admitting." "You're starting to irritate me." Thus, in my second year of marriage, I discovered for the first time that Tom was divorced and had a child. Even after hearing that story, I wasn't totally convinced that I was to blame for my inability to have children. I decided to learn more about Tom. I'll tell him I want a divorce after I finish my research. I couldn't stay with Tom any longer. I tried my hardest not to talk to Tom because he was always saying hurtful things to me. Of course, we would never have conjugal relations under such circumstances, so I could never get pregnant. My mother-in-law, who was unaware of the situation, continued to pressure me. Tom then approached me one day. He looked irritated. By now, I'm used to being treated with disdain. He opened his mouth. "I am currently thinking about a divorce. I don't like spending time with you because we don't talk anymore and all we do is fight. And we can't have children no matter how long I wait." I was taken aback by his abrupt statement, but I responded calmly. "What? That's fine. What? Tom was perplexed by my response for some reason. He must have expected me to say I don't want a divorce. Here are the divorce papers. I've already completed all of the required fields. What? Why is it already completed? I filled them out so that I could divorce you whenever I wanted. Do you want to get a divorce? Yes. I was only half kidding. I'm not looking for a joke. Do you really want a divorce? You said it yourself. I didn't expect it to end this way. Did you expect me to sob and say I didn't want a divorce? Yes. We don't talk much anymore, so I thought this would be a good time to talk things through and make amends. So why didn't you just say that from the beginning? I want things to return to how they were. That's impossible. I'll divorce you right now if that's what you want. That is something I do not want you to do. I'm not sure what you meant when you told me you wanted a divorce. Tom continued to complain, despite the fact that he had told me he wanted a divorce. Despite the futility of the situation, our discussions continued. Then my mother-in-law arrived in good timing. What's going on all of a sudden? I went out with some friends and brought you some souvenirs. Souvenirs? She presented me with another amulet. I went to a different childbirth shrine, so I brought you back a souvenir. I've been praying there, and I'm confident it will bring you good fortune this time. We don't need this anymore. My mother-in-law's face lit up at these words. She looked to have misinterpreted something. I had a feeling things were about to get complicated again. Well, whatever. Does this imply that you no longer require it? What? Finally, I suppose it's because of all my efforts. I'm so relieved. It is partly correct. We have to go again to pray our appreciation. My mother-in-law stood in front of me, a happy expression on her face. Tom stood next to me, his eyes downcast, saying nothing. I was anticipating how dissatisfied my mother-in-law would be with my next words. What exactly is it? Don't be so bold as to tell me what I think you're going to say. We've decided to divorce. What? Divorce? Yes. I assumed you were expecting a child. What do you mean that you're divorcing? We were just discussing it. Was this a sudden decision? Not at all. I've been considering it for quite some time. Are you going to flee because you can't have children? That is not the reason I am divorcing him. But that's okay. If you are incapable of getting pregnant, it's better for him to divorce you and marry a second woman. It will be a third marriage, not a second marriage. You knew that? I found out about it the other day. His ex-wife became pregnant shortly after they divorced. Okay. So I can only conclude that you were the culprit. If you leave, I will be relieved. I see. Tom has always been popular with the girls. He'll soon find a partner. Hopefully, our next meeting will result in a pregnancy. So if you've already made up your mind, get divorced as soon as possible. I'm leaving. You two discuss the rest. My mother-in-law then left. She walked away without knowing the truth. We carried on our conversation. Let's file the divorce papers right away so we can be divorced. I want to have children soon, and now I realize I dislike spending time with you. Let's go ahead and get divorced. Then quickly write it. I handed him the papers to complete his part. All I needed to do was turn them in. Tom, by the way, you will have to leave the house when we divorce. What? Why? I'm making mortgage payments. Have you forgotten? My parents paid off the loan and bought this house all at once. You were simply repaying my parents' loan. I was. So you're leaving because of this. I believe we had quite a bit of money saved up. I don't have any money saved up. But didn't you say you had approximately $10 million? That is the money I saved when I was single. As a result, it is not included in the property division. As a result, neither the house nor the money will be mine. That's correct. Well, it doesn't matter. You're taking a new path. Yes. In addition, I'm going to sue you and your mother for emotional distress. What? Why? For so long, you've treated me like a defective human being, saying horrible things to me. It's the truth. Do you really believe I'm the reason I couldn't conceive? It's self-evident. I have a biological child. I told Tom, who had no idea what was going on, everything. It appears that your child from your ex-wife is not yours. What nonsense are you talking about? I was curious about Tom's partner after learning that his marriage to me was not his first, so I searched his house for clues. Soon after, I discovered a picture. Tom is the type of person who keeps old memories rather than discarding them, and I discovered a few memories in the back of a drawer in his work desk. I looked up her name on social media. Fortunately, I got a hit right away. I quickly discovered what kind of person Tom's ex-wife was. Isn't this your ex-wife? I showed him the screen from SNS. Tom looked surprised. It was no surprise. Is the child in this picture your child? Tom was perplexed. I went on with my story. This child clearly has a foreign face. I was looking at your ex-wife's SNS and her husband is from another country. I'm not familiar with him. It seems that they're living abroad. I divorced my ex-wife without much debate because she cheated on me. But before the divorce, she got pregnant and claimed it's our child. I'm pretty sure it was his child. Really. In any case, you have no biological children. Is it possible that I am the reason you are unable to have children? That, I believe, is most likely the case. I did go to another hospital and my body was fine. I'm also going to get checked out. Will you drop the divorce and go through treatment with me if I'm the reason you haven't been able to conceive? Why would I do that? I've already completed the divorce paperwork. I'll simply file them tomorrow. Don't say that. I still like you. You don't like being around me, do you? If you're so popular, you'll find someone new soon, as your mother predicted. Let's talk about it again. I'm going to file for divorce tomorrow, and I'd like you to pack your belongings and leave this week. Oh, no. Didn't you say you wanted a divorce? I'll consult with my attorney about alimony. You'll have a message later. I filed for divorce the next day. We had become strangers. Tom packed his belongings and reluctantly left the house to his parents' place. Tom seems not to have informed his mother that he may have been the reason he is unable to have children. His mother has been nagging him to remarry as soon as possible after the divorce because she wants to see her grandchildren. If he does marry again, I pity his next wife. His mother will undoubtedly put a lot of pressure on that next person for not being able to have children. Since my divorce, I've been working harder than ever at the job I like. I sold the house I shared with Tom. Fortunately, I was able to sell it for a high price, so I repaid my parents the money I had set aside, as well as the alimony I received from Tom and his mother. I'm living in an apartment. I am dating my coworker, who was originally a good friend of mine at work and was listening to me talk about my divorce. and now we're living together in an apartment. If I could marry this man, I hope that we would be blessed with children and that I'll be happy next time. My name is Rachel, and I'm a 33-year-old housewife. My husband Adam and I have been married for 4 years, but we haven't had a child yet. We are currently undergoing fertility treatment, but we are having trouble conceiving a child. One day, on my way home from the grocery store, I saw a little girl, a complete stranger, squatting in front of my house. I wondered why she was out on such a cold midwinter day without a coat, so I called out to her. I said, "Hello, are you waiting for someone?" "Well..." "Can you say your name?" "Selena." "Your name is Selena. Okay. Where's Mommy?" "Mommy, she went somewhere." "I see. Are you lost? Can you say Mommy's name?" "Mary." "Mary, you mean..." "Mommy told me to give you this." Selena held out a piece of paper to me. I opened the letter with a trembling hand and found only the words, "Take care of this child for a while." "No way, are you Mary's daughter?" Apparently, the sender of this letter, Mary, is my older sister. Mary left home when she was 20 years old and never returned to our house. It's been like 17 years or something. Since she was a teenager, she repeatedly ran away from home, got in bad situations with men, caused financial trouble, caused us a lot of trouble. My parents and I were worried about her life, but we had no idea she'd had a child. "What time did your mom say she would pick you up?" "I don't know. Mommy always plays with men who I don't know and doesn't come home until morning." "What? Really? Okay then, where's your father?" "I don't have a daddy." "You don't have a daddy?" "Mommy told me to stay at this house for a while because you're her sister." "I see." I took her hand and led her into the house, for the time being. She was really cold and shivering. I wonder how long she had been outside. Mary was always a selfish sister with no sense of responsibility, but I never thought she would do this to her own child. I wanted to have a child, but I couldn't. I felt a surge of anger toward Mary. Pushing these feelings aside, I turned on the stove and wrapped Selena in a warm blanket. "Selena, are you hungry?" "I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything since yesterday." "You haven't eaten anything?" "I'll bring you some food right now. Just a second." I heated up the pumpkin soup I made yesterday and fed it to Selena right away. It was the first time she had ever drunk pumpkin soup, and she drank a lot of it, and it seemed like she really liked it. "Delicious! This is delicious!" "Really? I'm so happy. Have as much as you want." Selena told me it was delicious to the point of overdoing it, and I felt sad when I saw her expression. I am sure that Selena was going a little over the top about how good it tasted. It seems like she wanted to make me feel good. I wondered what kind of life she usually had. I felt it was too much to ask Selena, so for now, I decided to cook her delicious food until she was full. I fed her fried chicken, an omelet, and rice, and she ate them all, saying they were delicious and tasty. Selena seemed to be completely full, so I suggested that we take a bath. It seemed that she hadn't had a bath for a few days, and her hair was greasy. "Selena, how about a bath?" "A bath?" When I said that, Selena's face seemed to tense up for a moment. "You don't like taking a bath?" No, I don't mind." "Are you sure? Then I'll get you something to wear as pajamas." I hurried to the bedroom to pick out some smaller clothes and went back to the living room. But when I entered the living room, for some reason, Selena was not there. I heard water running in the kitchen, so I peeked in and saw that Selena stuck her head in the kitchen sink to wash her hair. "What are you doing? That water is so cold." "What?" "You'll catch a cold. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize. Oh, you're so cold. I wrapped Selena in a blanket and took her to the bathroom. She was so surprised and wide-eyed. That's amazing. What? It's just like the house I saw on TV. The house where Selena lived apparently did not have a bathroom. Seemed like Mary had made Selena wash herself with cold tap water from the kitchen because she thought warm water would be a waste of gas money. Tried to hold back my tears as I undressed Selena and gently placed her in the bathtub. It's so warm. Are baths always this warm? Wow. It's nice, huh? From now on, you can take a bath every day. Really? I'm so happy. I warmed Selena's body in the bath and helped her get clean. Her hair was a bit tangled up, but I gave it a treatment to make it more manageable, and she was back to her lovely girl self. I dressed her in my loungewear, and while we were relaxing on the couch in the living room, Adam came home. I'm home. Welcome back. This must be the girl you told me about. I'm sorry. When Selena saw Adam, she shrank back as if frightened. It's fine. This man is my husband. He's a kind man, so you don't need to be afraid of him. I explained the situation to Adam again. What the hell? That's unforgivable. Can we keep her at our place for a while? Of course. How could she do that to such a small child? Adam and I finished talking and returned to Selena, who was curled up in the living room. And I started talking to Selena. Selena, like I mentioned earlier, this man is my husband, Adam. Please call me Uncle Adam. Good evening. The three of us will be living in this house for a while. Is that okay with you? Is it okay if I stay here? Of course. And after we get settled, you'll go to elementary school. I've never been to school. You've never been to school? What about kindergarten? I've never been to kindergarten because I'm no one. What? I can't go to school. What do you mean by no one? Selena, since she was still a small child, didn't know the details of the situation, why she was considered no one. She didn't want to talk about it. That day, I decided to let the conversation end there and let Selena just rest. The next day, I reported this to my parents. They immediately came to see me. They said, "Hello, Selena. We are your grandfather and grandmother." Grandma and Grandpa? They hugged Selena, crying. She was puzzled, but she seemed to be happy. It was as if she did not know that she had grandparents. After that, I asked my parents to watch Selena and went to City Hall to obtain Mary's family register. When I checked, I found that Mary was unmarried and there was no mention of any children. It seems that Selena's birth has never been registered. She was a non-existent child who never received an enrollment notice for elementary school. So that's what Selena meant when she said she was no one. After that, I consulted with several people, including the Child Consultation Center and the municipal office. After various discussions and much support, Selena's family register was finally created. Selena, you can go to elementary school now. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. By that time, it had already been more than a month since Selena came to our home, but she hasn't opened up to us much. She always seemed to be skittish every time Adam or I moved. And not only that, whenever she made a mistake, she would apologize to an unusual degree, curl her body up and cover her head. Mary must have done something painful to her in the past. Selena can't forget that experience. Selena, you don't have to apologize so much. Uncle Adam and I will never get mad at you, and we won't hit you, ever. Really? Promise? Of course, I promise. After that, Selena's timidity didn't change, but as time went by, she gradually became more talkative and even smiled more. Then one day, Selena blurted out, "I wonder when she will come for me." Hearing those words, I felt sad. Even though Mary treated her so badly, she still wanted her mom. Since Selena's arrival, every day has been a joyous time for me. We wanted so much to have children and treated Selena like our very own daughter. We wanted her to live here with us for a long time. The day after this happened, Selena received an invitation to enter elementary school. I was relieved that I would finally be able to give Selena the same school life as other children. Now that that's decided, we need to get her ready to go to school. We need to buy a school bag, stationery, and lots of clothes. What? Selena, let's go shopping today for new clothes and stuff. I can get new clothes? I've already got some clothes. It's okay. This isn't enough. If you go to elementary school, you'll need more comfortable clothes. Then I'll accompany you as the luggage carrier. Selena and Adam and I went to the shopping mall and got her everything she needed for school. I was having so much fun preparing for the school entrance that I ended up buying a lot of clothes, stationery, etc. The three of us were laughing and saying that we had bought too many things as we headed home. Then, to my surprise, I saw Mary standing in front of our house. Mom? Sis? Oh, welcome home. It's not welcome home. What the hell were you thinking? How dare you come here? Hey, calm down. Don't yell at me, it's just pathetic. Who do you think you're blaming for all of this? First, you need to apologize to Selena. Oh, Selena. Mary only took one look at Selena but didn't even make eye contact with her. What are you trying to do? Well, we can't just stand here talking, so let me in the house. I'll do it even if you don't tell me. Let's go, Selena. Anyway, I decided to let Mary in and ask her what was going on. Is this guy your husband? He's a nice guy. Nice to meet you. I'm Adam. I don't know how to say this at our first meeting, but you are an unfit parent to treat your child like that. You are so cocky, my brother-in-law. You're a stranger. You can't talk to me like that. I don't care about that. You didn't even feed her well, did you? How could you do such a thing to your own child? Single mothers have a hard time. I raised her well. You have no right to complain. You said you raised her well? You just neglected her. Mary was deeply annoyed at being blamed by Adam and me. Her inability to recognize what she had done left me scratching my head and wondering what the hell we were all thinking. I asked Selena how she felt about seeing Mary, and she seemed to be unable to look at Mary directly. Like the same as before, she shrunk and shivered. I assumed originally that she missed her mother, but I sensed that perhaps this was not the case. While I was thinking about it, Mary opened her mouth. She said, "You guys don't have kids, do you?" "No, but so what?" "I'm going to give you this child." "What?" "I've raised her through the toughest baby years of her life. You'll be lucky to have an older kid now." Do you even know what you're talking about? I know what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm going to give you poor, childless people a little kid. You're disgusting. Unbelievable. Oh, so you don't want her? I'm not going to give her back to you, even if you ask me. I made a family register, and she is going to elementary school next month. I will make her happier than she was when she was with you. Oh, you made a family register? Of course I did. Why didn't you file a birth certificate? Because if I did, they would know I have a child, right? I didn't want to mess with the family register. For such a selfish reason? She was not allowed to go to kindergarten or elementary school because of that. There's nothing wrong with not going to school. It's just called active truancy. It's not worth talking to you. Apparently, Mary had broken up with Selena's father before she gave birth to Selena without registering with him. Mary left Selena alone so many times in order to date guys, pretending to be unmarried and childless so that she can marry a new man and raise her kid. I said, "We'll take Selena. Don't come see us again." "Then 10 million. I'm giving you a person, so 10 million is a small price to pay, right? What are you talking about? You're going to sell your daughter for money? Of course I'm going to sell her for money. I'm not going to pay you. Selena is a human being." When I refused, Mary said she would take Selena home with her. She said, "Then I'll take Selena with me, lock her up in the house again, and have her wash her body with cold tap water." "I won't let you do that." "Okay, 10 million. "Okay, well, I can't get it for you today, so you'll have to come back later to pick it up, and I'll keep her here until then." "Well, that's okay. I don't want to be bothered with her anyway." I had no intention of paying, but I lied quickly to keep Selena from being taken away. Mary might come back to take Selena again. From that day on, Adam and I thought about what we could do. And before taking action, we decided to check Selena's feelings. "Selena, do you want to go back to your mommy?" "I don't want to go back. Mom scares me. She always bumps into me and says all kinds of mean things. I don't want to go back." "I see. The other day you said you wondered when your mother would come for you, so..." "That's because I thought that if Mommy came, I'd have to go back to that house. I wanted to stay here forever." "I understand. Then I'll do my best for you to live with us from now on." Having confirmed Selena's feelings, we decided to first investigate Mary's background with an investigative firm that Adam knew. It was then we found out that Mary was now engaged to an elite lawyer. We came up with a plan and began working behind the scenes to keep Mary from finding out. A week later, when everything was ready, we lied to Mary and told her that we had the money and we were ready to meet. On the day of the meeting, I invited Mary to my house. I asked my parents to come and take care of Selena during the meeting. She asked me, "Do you have the money ready?" "I won't give you Selena, and I won't pay you either." "What? I came all the way here because you said you had the money ready. Now give me the money." Do you have any idea how heartbroken Selena is? And then you end up selling her for money? Unbelievable. How I raise my kid is none of your business. Children grow up even if they are left alone. You just don't understand because you don't have kids. You didn't tell your boyfriend that you have a child, did you? Of course not. He's an elite lawyer and we're getting married next year so we can live happily ever after. Don't bother us, okay? What would he think if he knew what you just said? What? Then Mary's boyfriend, the elite lawyer, opened the door and walked in. He said, "Don't tell me what you just said is true. Did you lie to me?" What's going on? Why are you here? You said you were unmarried and childless. I've never been married. I just happened to have a child by mistake. By mistake? What a horrible woman. Unbelievable. Don't say that. I was almost married to you without knowing you cheated on me. Of course, I'm breaking off the engagement. You cheated me, so you'll have to pay me alimony. Broken engagement? Alimony? Wait a minute, please, don't leave me. Shut up. I can't marry a woman who treats her child like that. I don't even want to see your face. Why are you... Rachel, you brought him here. Why did you do this to me? Because I knew I couldn't do it the regular way. I'm going to talk to a lawyer here about Selena's case. I was skeptical until I actually heard what you said, so I came here today. But I had no idea she was this much of a scumbag. From now on, I will represent Rachel and her family thoroughly. You're going to regret making an enemy of a lawyer. Oh, no, please, forgive me. Soon a police officer arrived at our house. In fact, I had asked for an investigation for abandonment of a child by a person responsible for her protection. They had secretly recorded our conversation the last time, and this time when Mary came to our house. I also informed them that Mary would be here today. Mary was taken away by the police and arrested for abandonment of a child under protective custody. She was to live behind bars for a while. After that, it took a long time and was quite difficult, but after going through various processes, Selena was allowed to live with us. The lawyer, as he declared, demanded compensation from Mary for breaking off the engagement. Mary didn't stand a chance and was thoroughly beaten down. After her release from prison, Mary lost both her boyfriend and Selena. And because she had to work so hard to pay the alimony, she lost her good looks and gradually stopped attracting men. The other day, she stormed into our house, crying and demanding Selena back. "She's my baby. Give her back." "What are you talking about now? She's ours. I won't give her back to you. You're not her guardian anymore." "No, not Mommy. Uncle and Auntie are Mommy and Daddy. I'm here." "No, why? I am your mommy, okay?" Mary had been rejected by Selena as well, and walked away dazedly as if in despair. I'm not going to let her get Selena back. For the rest of her life, I want Mary to reflect on what she did to Selena and live alone and lonely. Meanwhile, Adam and I have stopped our painful infertility treatment, and now the three of us are spending our days together with lots of laughter. I am grateful for the happy time Selena has given us, and I hope to spend the rest of my life giving her all the love I can.